This just in out of college football, where Michigan head coach Sherrone Moore and 6 other members of the Wolverines 2023 coaching staff have been accused of violations in a draft of the NCAA's notice of allegations. That's the latest from our Dennis Dodd. That draft reportedly states that Moore faces a show cause penalty and a potential suspension for allegedly deleting a thread of 52 text messages with former staffer Connor Stalions. Stalions resigned from his role back in November after he was found to be in the center of the NCAA's investigation into sign stealing and illegal off-campus scouting at Michigan. All right, so let's welcome in our college football writer Dennis Dodd for more on this. Dennis, 3 weeks from today, we'll be into the college football season with week 0. We certainly weren't expecting this to come down today. Walk us through this news and what it potentially means for Michigan.
Well, this is kind of the last vestige of Jim Harbaugh in Michigan, and it was kind of hanging over the program. What's going to happen with the Connor Stalions case? Now, obviously, most of the people involved are gone, Jim Harbaugh, Connor Stalions, but these 7 coaches and individuals named in this draft notice allegation are liable, it looks like, for wrongdoing. I should stress here, Jeremy, while I've been able to confirm that Michigan has gotten this draft notice of allegations, it is still only a draft. And I'm going to put that in perspective. Last January of 23, in the Jim Harbaugh case where he was alleged to have been lied to NCAA investigators about working out players during COVID, that draft came out in January. The suspensions came out in, August, July, and the case wasn't wrapped up, I don't think, till earlier this year. So we've got a long way to go. And I should remind everyone out there that draft notice of allegations are just that. It's just a draft. The lawyers get a hold of it. They talk to the NCAA. So what you read in some of these drafts may not even be close to the case at the end. But it is significant that the 52 text messages allegedly deleted by Sherrone Moore could lead to a suspension. He had a 1-game suspension last year for that case I just mentioned, and people kind of forget that in the middle of him going 4-0 as a head coach. So still things hanging over Michigan's program.
Yeah, so Dennis, you said that, it's not necessarily what moves forward is what's in the draft of allegations, but there is something here though, correct?
Well, there's something here in that this case needs to be resolved. How is Michigan going to be punished in the sign stealing scandal? We know that Michigan suspended Jim Harbaugh for 3 games at the end of last season. The NCAA was still investigating that case. Now, look, I wouldn't look for Michigan to lose any, postseason, any bowls, anything like that. But perhaps some scholarships, perhaps a fine. They immediately dealt with Connor Stalions. Jim Harbaugh is no longer there, so he's not liable for anything except perhaps, I would think, a show cause. If he ever got back into college coaching, then he would have to serve some sort of, I call it, the red A or the scandal A on your record that shows you've done this before, but I don't think he's coming back to college. That's just me. Now, as far as Sherrone Moore, if there's a show cause penalty attached to him, it would follow him to another job. It wouldn't affect him, I don't think, at the current Michigan job.
Okay, so what happens now, Dennis? You alluded to a timeline a little bit and how long it took for the Harbaugh situation to kind of get to a point where he faced punishment. What's the timeline here? What happens next?
If this is just a draft from the beginning, there's a lot of horse wrangling to go. This might end up by the end or perhaps beyond the end of the season. You can never tell with the NCAA, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. Any penalty is going to be handed down. I think the most significant thing, as I said, that Sherrone Moore could be in line for a suspension. We do know that Michigan has handled those pretty well in the past, but not a positive thing you want to see attached to the program. And that there could be some penalties coming up, perhaps some scholarships. I'm speculating there, perhaps a fine.
He is college football writer Dennis Dodd breaking down news from college football on Sunday. Michigan head coach Sherrone Moore and 6 other staffers accused of violations by the NCAA in a draft. It's just a draft at this point in time. Dennis, thanks. Great stuff as always. And of course, Dennis will certainly continue to follow that, and we'll hit him up when needed. The Big Ten on CBS. We're getting excited for it. We are 3 weeks from week 0. Notre Dame, Purdue, one of the games you're going to see on the networks, and Michigan taking on USC. That'll be a good one coming up September the 21st. Games on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.